I get asked all the time, how do you lose so much weight? And I feel like I'm not still losing weight, but then I'll go weigh myself. And sure enough, I'm still losing weight. So I was going to tell you really quick how I did it. So I tried everything under the sun. I thought I was a victim to fatness for the rest of my life. I thought I was destined to have chronic headaches, to have hip pain at an early age that was so debilitating that I was addicted to Advil in a way that is unhealthy and embarrassing and life altering. Like there was just things I would not do because of this excruciating hip pain and lower back pain and digestive problems that are unmentionable and embarrassing. Okay, so need I go into detail? I don't think so. I just said they're unmentionable and embarrassing. So don't do that to me, okay? That's wrong. So, and then I just had, like cholesterol and, just that kind of stuff. So one day it hit me that I must do something about this, lest I be old and degenerate and never be able to pick up grandchildren and enjoy my life. The quality that, and also this is really important. I had this kind of victim mentality. I was like, everybody else I know can eat like I would watch other people. This is super weird. I would watch other people, what they would eat. And I would think, if I ate that, I'd be even fatter. And so I didn't realize it, but I was becoming a victim. I was a victim. I allowed myself to become a victim. So I felt powerless. And then one day I had a little intervention and I realized I needed to start working out, and that was awesome. And I don't work out anymore. So, and I need to, and I'm going to, but I don't want you to think that I'm going to say, just eat less and exercise more and you can do it. Because if that worked, our population would not be getting fatter every day, which they are. And so what I want to tell you now is how great I feel. I have almost no headaches, although sometimes I do eat something that does trigger a headache. It sucks because when I get one, it lasts like 3 days. It is the worst thing. So I'm really careful. And that's another thing about, okay, so never mind, different video. Okay, so I have my hip pain. I'm not saying it's gone, but I'm saying I never take Advil for it ever. And it does not slow me down on anything. So if it was like a level 9, 8, let's get realistic, level 8 pain, it's like a 2 now. And I would say over time it just continues to get better. My labs, I've had an entire metabolic panel done and all my hormones, I mean everything, all my full lab work done. And the lady who I go to, that's all her kind of practice specialty is women, kind of menopausal women, that she has to fix their hormones. And so they're women who, definitely have gotten into the years where they have health challenges. She told me that she's never seen better lab work than mine. And all of this, I am convinced, well, I know. I mean, it's not like, it is absolutely due to the lifestyle change that I made, which was hard, fought for. It's not hard to maintain now that I've done it, but it was hard to do. Because I had to learn, I had to expand my brain, I had to listen to experts, I had to be willing to forsake conventional wisdom to get to real answers and not just the eat less, exercise more, because I knew that wasn't going to work for me. And so I had to keep digging and digging and digging and find out why I woke up hungry every day of my life, find out why I always needed sweets before I went to bed. Why all these things, it was like, I knew it was like an addiction, but what I didn't know was that there was more to it than that. And so what I discovered was the magic and the absolute power of intermittent fasting. Well, fasting period. Fasting period is just a medical intervention that can change your life. Whenever we eat anything, even if it's a protein, it spikes your insulin. And your body cannot burn body fat, if you have spiked your insulin. That's why the ketogenic diet is so popular. And that's something that I personally could not do. And it's not because I didn't have the willpower. It's a whole separate issue. My body could not adapt And I'm sure it could eventually. So if you're a big keto fan, please don't get mad at me, because I do believe in ketogenic diets as a medical intervention to disrupt that cycle of just being so insulin resistant. So anyway, intermittent fasting solved my medical problems, my the addiction cycle problems, the weight problems. My hip is 10 times better, and it's because my body gets to prioritize healing because I'm not constantly feeding it, and my body doesn't have to work all the time just to process the weird new food that's not really food that I just put into my body. It's able to get through the food that I do feed it so that it can get to the lower priority, the non-emergency work of healing my body. I know I'm saying a lot, but I'm telling you, you got to put in your own work and your own effort to really figure out what the truth is. Because I'm telling you, when you go to the doctor, they're not going to tell you this stuff. Although I have to say, it was a medical doctor that I learned, that I really got my wake-up call from, and it was Jason Fung, F-U-N-G. He is a diabetes specialist from Canada, and he wrote the obesity code and the diabetes code, and learned that intermittent fasting in general was absolutely the cure. Okay, I didn't say treatment, I said cure for diabetes. And I learned about insulin, the hormone, how it works in your body and how it drives you to eat more, and how if you can pull that back and get your body to move into fat storage and out of being dependent on the next thing that you feed it, then you give your body time to heal, and you can lose weight and bring your blood sugar into normalcy, and all the other things start taking care of themselves. I mean, like the cholesterol and all that stuff gets healed on its own because of the power of fasting. We were created to feast and fast. And you can develop a lifestyle of that is incredibly healthy and incredibly beneficial. And I can tell you right now, even if you don't suffer from fatness as I have, like Dan, my husband, who's not fat at all, he benefits greatly. He notices such a difference in the way that his body feels as far as joint pain, back pain, those kind of things when he fasts intermittently. If anybody has any advice about what I should do with my dang hair, I'm open to your comments. In the words of Julia Child, ta-ta, my darling, ta-ta.